What is going on, guys? Welcome into episode 115, I think, of the Scope and FPS Fodcast. That's how far I made it. Like before I screwed up. Like that's it.
I like podcast.
Fodcast.
Like
Do we just run it back? Do we just start over? No, never mind. We're in it. We're in
do
it.
it
We're
live.
going.
Do it live.
Whatever.
We're doing it live.
We're doing it live. But anyway, guys, welcome in. So happy you're here. Really exciting show. Super exciting week this week. Really excited for Grey Zone Warfare. And nervous, but we'll get into that quite a bit today as well. We had some breaking news for once. I feel like maybe the podcast lined up. Maybe the stars are aligning for us this week on the Fodcast. X Defiant leaked, playtest leaked for that. We'll talk about that a little bit. We're going to get into Incursion Red River, how the launch went with Blue, our own in-house community manager. He's a real live community manager. And then Steam FPS Fest, it just got announced too. So a bunch of FPS games are going to be on sale on Steam. So we're going to go through some of those and kind of let you guys know what's on sale and talk about some of our favorites. Quick shots, I haven't got that far yet. We still got a couple hours to talk. I'll make some up as we go. Don't even worry about it, guys. This is a professional program, and we have it completely and utterly under control. I am one of your co-hosts, Crash, joined by my other two co-hosts, Buff and Blue. What's up, man?
How's it going?
Hello, everyone.
It's the best part of the Monday. I'll tell you that.
It really is. Really is.
I'm tired. I'll be honest.
Let me have
I did
it.
a lot.
Long weekend.
No, it was just, yeah, pretty much. Yes, from Thursday till yesterday, we were just a lot of driving, a lot of crazy people in Tampa. That's where I was at pretty much the whole weekend. I went to Busch Gardens, saw some really cool animals there. You know, I saw some rhinos, some zebras, some giraffes. Walking around, it's like 2.5 miles around the entire park. And there was a bunch of times where we walked back there, walked back, like, you know, good solid couple miles with the family. And then, what was it? I don't know. We just saw a lot of cool things. We saw some apes as well too, swinging from some ropes. I will say we did see some kangaroos as well. So he looked really sad. Those animals just sitting there. I was like, the kangaroos, it looks sad, man. They're like just lazing around. They don't like hop around or nothing. You know, they got no room, man. Free the kangaroos.
Zoos bummed me out, man.
I was like, you know what? I'm glad I did it once, but I probably wouldn't go again. And it's also super expensive. Just like you get into the park, cool, you do your thing. But just to go like on a standing like safari, which is like a truck that you stand in the back in that has a fence between you and a couple rhinos, you have to pay like for my family, for us five, was like an extra $350 or something like that, just to do something that you can take a train around the entire safari, around the entire park for free. So it's like,
holy cow,
you know, it's expensive. But then we ended up going to, you know, we had dinner. We had what was it? We went to the beach
stream,
well, which is soup. Dude, yeah, I did a little beach stream for a little bit. That was cool. It was super packed though. I'm just not a fan of the beach as much as I thought I was anymore, I guess. There's too many people. It smelled like the devil's lettuce. You know, it was just loud music. I'm just like,
yeah,
all these kids there. I was like, it's a spring break, and it wasn't. Apparently, there's a university like 45 minutes down the road, and all the kids were there. And then, you know, and then it was, you know, other than that, it was good with the family. My son loves playing with sand. He got like a bag of seashells, stuff like that. And then we went on a pirate ship the last day on Sunday. Ooh. So yesterday we went to one of the ports and basically just went out, and you know, all the crew was role playing as pirates. And then there was also a free bar as well too on board.
Ooh,
free beer, free wine, free mixed drinks. So that was fun for the adults. Ooh. You know.
I
was driving though, you know. Yeah, again, it's like, man, and it was like, I'd rather just be drinking like in my house, you know.
Man,
I don't know. Like maybe I'm getting to that age, man. Yeah. It was too loud, too crowded.
Dude, it's almost like people can ruin nature really fast when they show up. It's like, This would be cool.
I mean,
but
it was pretty because it was beautiful weather. The wind was blowing. It was like 76 degrees on the water, you know, and the sea breeze hitting us. We saw dolphins, you know, we saw all kinds of cool things. And it's just like, hey man, if I was it makes me want to go get a boat myself. That's what I really want. Just get a nice boat for me.
Boat
boats are
life,
expensive.
the best, dude.
Boats are pricey, you know, but
Worth it.
eventually. That was my weekend. A lot of driving though. A lot of driving. That's
Yeah,
why
you
I'm
had a
tired.
wild weekend. Did you take the new rig? You're in the
Yeah, this was our first
runner
like
for
kind of a
overlanding?
small road trip. Yeah, overlanding. You know what? I did see a lot of other forerunners out there.
Yeah, you did.
Makes sense.
Yeah, they're all over the place, man.
They're
Yeah.
now, yeah, seriously, man. I thought I was special.
You are. Don't forget that. You are.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you. But yeah,
Man,
no.
that sounds like a dang good time.
But of course, the entire time was more just for my son celebrating his 6th birthday, and that was the whole reason why we went out there. Family went out there, got some really cool gifts and stuff like that. So
That's awesome.
it was fun. 6 years old, man. It's crazy.
That's wild. Yeah. Well, I guess I announced it on stream, so I guess I'll announce it here if we're talking about kids. Mini Crash 2.0 is on the way. Gonna have another one due early October. So that's happening.
Nice.
Pretty wild. Mini Crash number 2 on the way. So hoping for healthy all the way around on that deal. And also, quick little shout out. It's Blackout and Redbeard's birthday. Friend of the programs. And other
On
creators.
the same day.
Yeah,
Wow.
because they're twins.
It's like they're twins or something.
Yeah, it's like they're twins. So
See, the names themselves like are very go hand in hand.
Blackout
too.
and Red.
Dude,
Where's
yeah.
Redbeard's not in chat? This
I
son
just-
of a bitch.
I just struggle with I do the trucking streams with those guys. We together make up the Shid Pants LLC collective truck driving crew.
I like it.
And I get their voices mixed up, and I feel bad, but that's just the way it is.
Really? I could tell that there's. I think Redbeard's a bit more aggressive than Blackout.
Yeah.
I don't.
Yeah.
I don't think they sound the same. I think Redbeard sounds way different than Blackout.
I can't-
Blackout's super chill.
I can't-
Blackout's super chill.
I can't get it, man. Like I don't know. I can't get it in my. But I'm really deaf from years of unprotected firearms. So when I said
Yeah,
unprotected, you thought I was gonna say
that'll
something
do
else, didn't you?
Tonight.
Not me.
Remember, kids, premarital intercourse makes you go deaf. So
Yeah, I'm proof of
sustain.
Yeah. Sustain.
Red is
Overruled.
unhinged.
Abstinence.
Red's not here. He's catching strays right now. That's for sure. Dude, you were talking about it. I don't know. We probably shouldn't harp on it because it's kind of a downer, but you're talking about zoos and being bummed out. Like zoos bum me out. We were running errands around town today, and we took my little boy. He's like 14 months or whatever. We took him into a PetSmart just because it was near while they were running errands. I took him over there to like look at the fish and like the dogs in the cages and stuff. And it's like, man,
It is a bit of a downer.
It's like-
it makes you want to just like
Let
adopt
'em
all
out.
of them. Just to, man.
and then they're like, it's like, Crash, don't you shoot animals for food? I'm like, yeah, but up until that point, they're free running around doing whatever they want. You know, like, I don't know, feels different. But
You gotta respect the animal when you go hunting. There's a difference. I'm not out there. Well, that's
Yeah.
something else. Never mind.
no, man, I'm not gonna.
Might get banned.
I'm not gonna lie, man. I like, especially when I was bow hunting and I shot my really big archery deer. Pretty emotional, man. You get it when you're hunting them like that. You get a connection going, like just with the land and with the animal, and that's what I studied in college too. I have a wildlife biology degree, so I just have a huge respect for animals and how they survive and how they adapt.
Interesting.
And live. It's cool.
Damn, you would have been so sad then because there was a bunch of like zebras and rhinos
Yeah,
just like
I
looking
mean,
all sad, walking,
but-
and just. But they did say they do a lot of preserve stuff, like, you know, they helped
Yeah,
a species of antelope that was like nearly extinct
true.
to rehabilitate, or what is it, like reintroduce them to
Rehabilitate, or,
the
yeah, like,
wild,
mhm.
rehabilitate, and and grow their population as well too. So it's like they might be sad there for a while, but eventually maybe they'll start
Yeah,
putting them out there, and then you could donate.
it's definitely there's good parts to zoos too, especially zoos that are done right with enough room. The animals are well taken care of, because they're a great place for research, which is important in managing, because humans have changed the world so much. Like, it's kind of our obligation to also, manage the resources and the wildlife, and then also to introduce people to that, because a lot of people and a lot of kids especially and stuff, like, don't get to see that stuff. They don't ever get out into the wild to see some of those things. So being able to see them can, spark, the next generation of biologists and stuff like that. So, like, yeah. They're important. They're important, but
it's funny you mentioned like PetSmart, because that's where I go in there and I end up adopting. That's why I have 3 cats, but I got this this guy right here. I got a PetSmart.
Buff's breaking them out.
And there's 2 more somewhere around. One I found.
Dude, that's
two,
man.
Found
That's
the other 2
what
outside though, but yeah.
He's like,
well, that's what my wife did. She saw my wife saw one at PetSmart and just immediately, like, he was playing on the glass with her. Immediately fell in love, got that one, and then the one in Germany that we got, he was actually in Hungary, and he was a rescue cat that they found like on the side of a fence, almost like dead, pretty much, like a couple weeks old. And then he traveled all the way back to the United States with us. So he's a pretty cool. He still has that street cat in him though. You could feed him anything.
Yeah, dude. Yeah, that's what this one did. I went in there and he was just like climbing the cage and screaming, like following me in the room when I went. And I was like, it's like, I didn't really adopt him. He adopted me. I was like,
yeah,
take him with me now. Cute. I can't leave here without this cat now.
Yep, we have an adopted dog and it was the same way. But
I want a dog too.
Man, did you have anything crazy this weekend, Buff? I see you back in the DMZ. You're out there, huh?
Yeah, did my internet just go?
I still see you.
I see you.
Oh, the stream on my end went.
Oh, you're live.
It was an ad. It was an ad loaded. Yeah, it was an ad. My internet's been kind of shitty.
Support the stream. Watch the ad.
Oh, watch our own ads. Infinite money glitch. Go. All
good. What did I do now? Yeah, I just worked out. A lot of love the gym, my favorite place, and then did some DMZ streams, man. Getting back into DMZ because I was telling you guys off stream, like Westy, Stod, and like Fixate, and a lot of other people. Onic are going back. Onic runs like manhunts on Saturdays. I think he's Pacific time, so it's 12:30 Pacific time. He runs manhunt, so like basically he'll queue up East Coast, West Coast lobbies, and everyone can basically stream snipe him and his team to like try and push and kill them. So it's like it's a
That's
cool
pretty
event.
Cool.
So I streamed during that. We didn't get into any of his games though, which I didn't really try too hard to, but it was fun. We had a lot of good PvP. I made sure all my operators were geared up, and I had some really insane PvP. It's such a fun game. I mean, it's too bad they didn't continue to support it with Modern Warfare 3 weapons and stuff, because you can play Warzone and even just I've been playing a lot of Rebirth Island too, but the PvP engagements you get in DMZ are another level of just you actually feel the intensity. It's because of it's an extraction shooter. There's weight to the engagement versus just like a respawn mode with the Rebirth and the Warzone. So yeah, DMZ's back on the docket. I'm having a lot of fun with it.
Yeah, I was sad I missed it. I got into your stream the other day and you just had like some kind of crazy raid you were still hyped up from. You got into like some crazy.
I had two crazy ones. I'm trying to do that video tonight, or I'll put it out tomorrow. But there was one insane one. I think Justin was on the team with me and Odin, and like a 3-man pushed Odin and I, and Justin was dead, and I just like annihilated all 3 of them. It was pretty disgusting. So it was pretty wild. It was a lot of fun. It's stuff like that. You get like these crazy PvP engagements and you're just like amped up afterwards.
Yep.
Nice.
I actually dropped a 21 kill Rebirth game on the old mouse and key. 21 kills.
What guns were you using?
The XRK sniper and the HMR9.
Nice, dude. Yeah, those 2 are I hear the HMR9 is like disgusting. I had that as ground loot. I think, or you respawn in with it at the end some games, and it's just like so crazy.
Yeah, dude. There was a team that I should go. I don't really record my Twitch streams very often. I should go back and download the VOD, and I don't know if I'd make a video of it or anything because that's really not my kind of content on YouTube. But like I was fighting two teams almost single-handedly at the beginning and just absolutely farming them. I was just like moving like a couple rooms over, a couple spots over. I'd kill one and then move, and then they'd come trying to find me, and then I'd kill them, and like they were just, I mean, I was just in their heads for like the first 8 minutes of the match.
That's
Like
awesome.
just coming out of the first drop, I had 12 kills, like before we even got to like the second circle, because I was just on that team. It was crazy. They had to be so mad at me, but it's just
you
the stars
definitely got
alarm.
reported. I'm sure you got reported for that.
Oh man, I was feeling so good. I got to figure out like with how to do that. I was pretty good at it in like real competitive shooting. I did that for a lot of time and up to the collegiate level with shotgun shooting. But like that was just, I was in a flow state with my mouse and keyboard, man. Like wherever my eyes looked, like the gun went there, and it just felt so good. And I was moved, like it was crazy. Like I just got to figure out how to do
in that
that
zone. That zone, man. Yeah,
was locked
that's
in.
the best. That's the best. That's kind of how I was on DMZ Saturday. I could do no wrong with some of those engagements.
Feels good. And then of course we went back and played Search and Destroy for Modern Warfare 2 and destroyed people in that game. It's so funny. We had like a 40-some game win streak last week, and then we won the first crazy. 7 games last night. Like it's so like we can beat everybody. It's so fun.
I mean, you and I were talking about a bit off stream. I do prefer the movement for Modern Warfare 2, but I also think Modern Warfare 2 looks better than 3, which is strange. So who knows?
I don't notice too much difference in the looks, but the movement is definitely different. I think the movement just suits itself to S&D. It just makes it play tactical, and I can read people, and I can know what they're gonna do. And it's good.
The movement's definitely better for those types of modes.
For sure. So if we do want to talk about the news of the week, like we're supposed to, I guess. Some breaking news again. Like I said, it kind of usually, if you're regular listeners of the show, you know that we have the show on Monday and then all the news breaks on Tuesday. That's just how it works for us.
The way it goes.
But
we broke the curse.
That's right. This week could be turning over a new leaf. XDefiant playtest was just leaked, dude. And literally, what's funny is, I went to pull up a trailer. This is a trailer announcing their beta playtest you could sign up for almost exactly a year ago. It's like this was a year ago, and we're having another beta test to test their game yet again from Ubisoft, man. So this isn't official, but it's leaked from Insider Gaming, which, if you guys have followed the podcast too, the latest news stories coming out of Insider Gaming about XDefiant they have a source. They obviously have a source because they've talked about development and what they've been working on to, so much as to prompt a response from the studio. So like they're hitting nerves, and they have a source in there. And so you could probably believe this. They did say it's a grain of salt. Tom Henderson actually added some context to the article. He says they corroborate their sources several times usually, so they don't have to say take with a grain of salt. They're pretty confident in their reporting. But he just said, since it's XDefiant and it gets screwed up so much, take this with a grain of salt. So the alleged playtest is this Friday, and of course they would drop it with Gray Zone. Dang it, man!
Right.
While Gray Zone's going on, but it's going to be this Friday, the 19th. If things go well, it's going to be a 12-hour playtest. If things are going well, they'll extend it a little bit, and then they go on to say that hopefully launch this summer. So crazy. Does anybody care?
Definitely.
I'll focus on Gray Zone. You guys, and then I know you guys focus on XDefiant.
Why you like that?
Don't
put me in that box, Blue.
XDefiant. I mean, if the rumor is true with this summer, I mean, that just goes again trying to find that sweet spot to release between a COD title for sure.
I think that is a little bit to it, because that's the right time. People get tired. They start to hear about the next one and they get tired of the old one.
Definitely. That's a smart move for sure. It's tough to release during a COD season also, but you're going to have a lot of other titles coming out too. summer through. We're gonna have the Delta Force playtest probably around June, most likely. So there's gonna be a lot of other titles. You will have to see. Well, I'm curious what kind, if there is a playtest this Friday. I'm curious. Going back to, like you said, some of the rumors from Tom Henderson, if there is a lot of changes with this playtest versus previous, if it's more COD-esque, is what he was reporting, is that it's been delayed because they're trying to, what is Modern Warfare, what is Call of Duty doing that we can do? So I'm curious if there's going to be a lot of noticeable changes, or if maybe it really is pretty much still the same and just a server connection test.
Yeah, from what we can tell from Mark, they're just really working on the networking, and the netcode is like the main thing, and that just crazy to me that it's taken this long to do something that games have been doing for forever.
Yeah, that's the other thing. I don't buy that. And again, if the summer release is true, because when was the last playtest? I feel like it was last year, right? The end of the year or something.
Yeah,
They had one in like November or something like that. So I mean, you're talking like 8-9 months.
I get them all confused. I was actually in the insider sessions like before that, so I've been trying this game out for a couple years now. Anyway, so it's just like,
yeah, I didn't play any of the playtests. I know you kind of had some mixed feelings about it. I mean, at this point, I'll check it out for sure. I am interested in just playing it and seeing how it plays, because I hadn't done it yet. But
I just want a search mode and then I'll play it. I don't even know if I'll play it till they do that.
Yeah, I mean, hopefully I haven't played it, so I don't know what it feels like. But hopefully it's unique. There's like a unique niche. I think a lot of games coming out nowadays need to find their own niche in the industry, specifically for FPS. So to copy Call of Duty, I think we saw kind of where that gets games. You look at Battlefield. So
yeah.
Hopefully they have their own. Hopefully they're carving out their own niche here. The games, I mean, graphically from the trailer you have, it looks great. So, I guess we'll see. I'll definitely jump in if there is in fact a play test, if it's open, everybody.
Yeah, I'll have to check it out. Oh, before we switch to the next topic, which is the one I'm probably most excited about, have you guys? Sorry to derail this again. Have you guys watched the Fallout show at all?
I was just looking at it. I was gonna start it, but I'm gonna wait until my son goes to bed, because I just saw there's a lot of cursing and it's just
yeah, it's pretty brutal.
Yeah, I'll wait.
I hear it's really good. I'll have to watch it too.
I'm not shocked, but I'm just happy to see that finally, it seems from what I've heard of, that a TV show got it right with the game.
Yeah. Versus everything I hear, because I haven't watched it, everything I hear about Halo, and then just any other video game adaptation. Any video game adaptation to a series or a movie is always just historically
Resident Evil,
been a flop. Yeah, they've always
Halo.
Just been, I still think that the best adaptation was the original Mortal Kombat movie from like '96 or whatever. I really liked that one. But yeah, everyone's saying like Fallout's really good.
Video game adaptation was Mario. Just kidding. I'm not talking about the new one. I'm talking.
Dude, I like the new one, but Fallout, I haven't played any Fallout at all, so I don't even know any of the story. So I'm going into it completely blind. So
I don't think you have
to. True. Yeah, Arcane and Cyberpunk. It's true. Are TV shows, but those are animations too. It's harder to do.
Right.
Live action.
I'm talking live action.
Live action. Yeah, you can do a lot with animation more than you can with live action.
But I watched the first 3. No spoilers. I have very, very little playtime in Fallout. My buddy Hydro that I game with most nights, he played a lot of it. So like he would talk about it. So I understand it. I played a little bit of Fallout 76, honestly. And funny enough, if you guys do have Amazon Prime, you can get Fallout 76 for free with Twitch Prime. You can get that game for free right now.
That's
really?
Yeah. You can get a code for it. So I got that for free, and I just installed it today and hopped in. And it's funny, my character, the last playtime was June of 2019. That's when they did a free-to-play playtest for Fallout 76, or free-to-play weekend. And I checked it out. So the show's got me kind of amped up on the game again. A lot of people, like, they're seeing record player numbers. Like,
I mean, they definitely boosted up number of players for sure. And then also, and then of course, Fallout 4 was like, oh yeah, here's a brand new DLC and update now. It's like, wait, were you holding this from us the entire time? Like,
waiting for the show.
It's not a coincidence, man. It's definitely not a coincidence.
Definitely not. Definitely not.
But
I don't know.
no, it's
I'm a huge Fallout fan, and Fallout 76 is one of those like games. Funny enough, that real quick, because it's technically it was supposed to be just Fallout 4 with friends, and then it never was, and it was such a broken mess, and it wasn't finished, and
I
now
remember that.
it seems I've heard a lot of good things about it now, so I might even like now that you said it's free, I might even like finally give it a chance to check it out
yeah,
because I loved Fallout 3 since well, I loved Fallout since Fallout 3. I did play a little bit of like the old school PC games, like Fallout 1 and 2. Brotherhood of Steel was my introduction technically, but I barely played it. So like Fallout 3, I always say was like my main lore intro. So
yeah. My buddy made Fallout 4 videos all the time, so I watched those, and then yeah, I played like a little bit 76, and then downloaded again. The only caveat, the only crappy thing about it, it's free, right? But it's for the Microsoft Store on your computer, so like it's not a Steam code. It's a Microsoft
I
Store
mean, I
code.
played Sea of Thieves through Xbox Game Pass, so I'm not like super, I mean, it's probably what you just
Yeah,
like you just as long as you can add friends in game, I think you're okay.
yeah, it's like that. It's like that, but I don't know. I want to try it out. I was totally lost. I think that character I got a little bit of the ways on. I spawned in and like I have no clue what's going on. So I think I need to start over. Like I would need to start over, but I don't know. The show is really good. Yeah,
I like David Goggins as an actor too. I think he's a really cool actor. He does a lot of I love his roles in like other Western movies as well.
it's good. It's really cool. And like the directing's top notch. The visuals are really, really good. Like I don't know. It's just cool. I'm excited to finish the rest of them, but we're the
I'm
same.
making some tonight. I'm popping popcorn.
We have to wait. We have to wait until our little one goes to bed, and then by the time he
This is
goes to
so
bed and I
violent.
get done streaming, it's getting late, and then the show's an hour. So like it's gonna be slow. We're
Right.
gonna get
It's a
through it,
lot. It's a lot. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's fine because you got all the time in the world, and I'm glad they released every single episode.
Yeah, I appreciate that
Would
too.
I have?
Yeah, you can
Yeah.
binge
Would I
it.
have
It's
made
good.
it in the first place watching every single episode? Probably not. But
It's pretty
I
sweet. Yeah,
I
Goggins
really.
is the ghoul.
Oh, is he? Okay.
Yeah.
Well, we're
Yeah.
on a semi separate topic, but before we jump into the next one, speaking of like movies and shows, I did see Civil War, that movie this weekend.
Oh, that came out on the 12th. Yeah.
Was it a movie or a
Finally,
series?
Movie
It's a
in
movie. That was a
theaters.
movie.
Because
Do you
there is
recommend it?
there is a series called Civil War on Apple or something, but this is the movie in theaters right now. Yeah, highly recommend. It's very very good, very deep movie for sure. That's one
Yeah,
that like
I
thinking
figured with
after.
A24 it would be.
Yeah, there's a lot of like subtle. There's a lot of subtle things in there that like call back throughout the movie, and then after the fact, you're like thinking about it. And yeah, it was awesome. And I only saw the like the first or second trailer, and like I saw some of the short ads on TV, and that was it. So I really didn't, what it's about roughly, but
Yeah.
it's a very good movie. I'm gonna go back and see it probably one, maybe two more times. I was really impressed.
Wow. That's
Is it-
impressive.
Is it pretty political? Doesn't it kind of have to be? Like
No, not political at all.
interesting.
It's not even. It's not even. I wouldn't even classify it as a war or a combat movie.
It's a drama movie in like
it-
the background is war.
Yeah, it's exactly. And I don't want to give any spoilers, but man, they did an excellent job. They did such a good job. And then when it's over, like you'll think about the movie, and like I was thinking for like the 2 days after. I was just like, God, like, and then that one character said this, and then this happened. And the symbolism behind this, and then you're just like, wow, that was deep. But no, it's not political at all, which is nice.
That's pretty cool. Any gun what's the word? Gun goofs that you saw during that? I'm curious.
There was one scene, like, so weapon wise, no, I think they did a really good job with a lot of stuff that I could tell. There was one scene though where there was like supposed to be. I would need to watch it again to see if it was just dark and I couldn't see it right, or if it was like there was one scene where they showed like the ground and it was supposed to be spent casings, but it looked like there were still bullets in the casings. So I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know if I was seeing it wrong, but then I was thinking about it. I'm like, well, I mean, in universe, that guy was reloading a Mark 46, so like technically, maybe he dropped rounds. Like, who knows?
Yeah, maybe some came out. Yeah.
Yeah, like who knows? Maybe the belt broke, but yeah, whatever. It was so
For
minor.
sure.
But
I mean,
no,
they're in a war, scene. There might be a couple unspent rounds just littering
exactly.
the ground for
Yeah.
sure. But from
Yeah,
what I
that
saw
was
in the
the
trailers, I
only
didn't see
thing.
any like crazy like setups that just wouldn't make sense.
No,
I didn't
everything
see
was very
anything.
Yeah, it was all very
Yeah.
grounded. And the combat scenes that there were very well done. Also, I mean, they don't get too much into like, there's so many questions too, like, how come this is happening? Why wouldn't they do this? And the cool thing is like you don't have the answers to those questions, so it's like left open to interpretation for certain things.
It's not like you're watching Band of Brothers or Generation
Yeah,
Kill. Like it's all about war. Yeah.
right. Yeah,
Cool.
very good
All right.
movie.
I'm more excited to go see it. I definitely want to see it in
Definitely.
theaters.
Yeah, I would recommend theaters. The audio also, like the gunshots. Holy crap! The gunshots, the helicopters, the tank, the audio. They did such a phenomenal job. It sounded like you were in a fucking combat zone for some of this stuff. Like it felt like I was at the range firing my rifle when there was
That's
combat
dope.
going on. But the helicopters, you can like feel the blades, the explosions you could feel in the theater. It was crazy. Really, really good stuff. Definitely recommend it.
That's cool. Man, I'm stupid. I thought it was like a series that was coming out on one of the streaming services.
Well, there is
Apple.
a series. There is a series called Civil War, but that's about like the actual Civil War. That's currently ongoing, I think. But yeah,
Like a documentary almost.
Yeah, no, I think it's an actual series taking place during the Civil War. But yeah, this one modern day adaptation to which again, like the current political climate. It's like, oh my god, it's kind of cool because it's like, oh, you could see how this potentially, we could end up here in a couple of years.
Well, I mean,
I still don't get how California and Texas teams up, but you know what? I'll leave it at that.
I mean, they kind of get it. They talk about it a little bit. It makes more sense in the movie, I think.
Okay.
Especially some of the breadcrumbs that they lay out throughout it, which is what I appreciate. Is like you really, if you're paying attention, like there's a lot of payoff after it's all
That's
said and done.
cool. You start connecting the dots. You go, oh, wait a minute, and it makes it.
Yeah, so that's what I liked about it. They did a good job with that.
Nice.
Sweet.
We'll just have to make like a movie podcast now, I guess. Yeah, I was so curious when I watched that trailer. I was like, how are they going to politically spin that? Because you just basically think, if you think of Civil War in America, you basically think like the two political parties, like the city folk and the country folk.
No, I mean, I think it's not political, but they leave some context there as to like the setup as to why this may be happening. But it's also, like I said, there's a lot that's open to interpretation, but they give you enough information that after you're like connecting all the dots and you're like, oh yeah, okay, so
that makes me way more interested in it.
Yeah, it's like a thinking movie, which is cool. It's not to turn your brain off. Oh, gunshots, boom, boom. I like gun movies. Yeah, no, it was really good. It was over, and I was like, holy crap!
Nothing wrong with those movies sometimes.
But... Yeah, no, not at all. But this one, this delivered for sure. Definitely the best movie I've seen in theaters in a while.
Awesome. Well, there's some good stuff to watch then, guys. I'm nervous excited for Gray Zone. Like, I don't know, man.
I feel it.
I'm gonna live vicariously through you guys because I'm pretty sure my PC is not gonna run it. So
you should get those codes anyway. Give me those codes.
I'm gonna talk to. I'll message Rick tonight and get some. Hopefully, be able to get the codes. I might try it and see if I can run it or not. But even if I can run it, I'm not gonna be able to stream it. So I'll be living through you guys.
Yeah, man. I'll take all the codes. I got people that would love to have them. Yeah, man. I have so I'm playing Redbeard Mortis's gameplay. It's his birthday and he's not here, so I'm stealing his gameplay from his channel. So he can at me, I guess. Dude, I have like a little bit of PTSD from Battlefield 2042. This isn't the same in any case other than in my world. Like this is
Yeah,
the first time I've kind of locked my channel down again to a game just because
right.
you know, it was doing well and I'm really excited about it. And I would love it. I would love it if it, you know, was a game that I could sink my time into going forward and even, you know, do some mainly Gray Zone Warfare content on my channel. Like if it's that good. So
Hmm. Hmm.
it's just a huge turning point, man. Cause like that's what happened to my channel in 2042. Like was doing really well in the lead up to Battlefield, and then the game came out and I just absolutely despised it. And I'm like scared that's gonna happen again with this.
Yeah, especially because it's such a I don't know, it's such a different. It's a big overall task that they're taking, and I was talking about it as well
Massive.
to a couple of friends. It's there's so much hype behind this game right now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Is it too
Ma-
much?
Well, that's what we talked about originally. Is like with the delay. I think before they even delayed it, we had that conversation like that they probably should delay because this game. I just don't. I'm not sure they knew how hyped this game was going to be. Like that's really good. So I can't wait to see how the playtest goes and everything and how it plays and what everyone's thoughts are. But this just shows like players are craving games like this. The hype behind
Yeah.
this, like this game blew up hype wise. It's good news for gaming because this is like, hey, everyone doesn't want to just play arcadey copy paste same title every single year.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
I'm curious to see too, just in the playtest, how much we'll be able to see, explore. I know
Mhm.
for me, I want to get more into like the backstory and the
Mhm.
lore and just the world building elements. So I'm curious to see how
Yeah.
much we'll be able to see. And there's completely no NDA for this as well too. So we get to,
Yep.
showcase and stream it and show whatever we want, good and bad. So
Yeah, dude. I get excited for stuff like that. I'm like, they're gonna have the 150 quests, 150 plus quests are gonna be in there. You know, it's gonna be a freaking PvEVP open world to where like this is the first time like I'm gonna be see that like you're in the game. When you're in the game, you're connected to a server. You're never like Tarkov where you're out in a menu system. You're either back
Right.
at the fob or you're in the raid. And then when you die,
it's
Mhm.
you
all
start back at the
server.
fob
Yeah.
and you're in it like constantly you're in it. You're never out doing stuff. So you're going to be in a
No loading
living world as
screen.
long as you're logged in. And this is going to be
That's
the
so
first
cool.
this is going to be the
Yeah.
first time that we're going to see PvP. Like we're gonna
Mhm.
and they're pushing PvP. They're not allowing any PvE only servers for this playtest because they want to see PvP. So we're gonna see how that
For
changes it.
sure.
We're gonna see, you know, what is it? We're gonna see 48 players on the same map at the same time for the first time. We're gonna see all this stuff. We're gonna see how the mechanics work with the modeled organs, the temporary cavities from the ammo, the ballistics with the tumbling, the fragmentation, the mushrooming, all those things that are built in with the mechanics to heal. This is going to be the first time where there's going to be the coma state where you can stop the bleeding, operate on your buddy, bring him back, or do you
Yep.
let him die out? Do they respawn? You try to hold your position, they meet back and come get your stuff. It's just it's going to be such a cool thing, and I get excited about all this stuff because like in Tarkov, when somebody in your squad dies, it's done. Everybody's done. You get what you can. The rest of the guys get out or they fight and die and it's over. This is like there could be some really long crazy fights in this that I'm super excited for, and I get so excited and then I'm like, dude, I just hope it works, man. Like
Yeah.
I just want
Yeah,
it to
man.
run. I'm so scared that there's
I
gonna
don't
be
need any
bugs.
game breaking bugs like you said early. But okay, there's gonna be little glitches, and I'm sure there'll be some like animation hiccups, and maybe we'll see some maybe floating elements or something. I know their whole Scala proprietary stuff. There may be something could happen there too. But as long as it doesn't break the game, stop the flow, something that we know, hey, within this certain amount of time frame, they can probably fix. I think we'll be in a good spot. But I also think people are going to be holding this game under the heaviest of magnifying glasses that any little
Right.
hiccup, they'll look at it as like the game's gonna end. It's gonna be a day one flop because of just like the smallest minute details. So you're not gonna please everyone, but because I know a lot of people were complaining about like the way AI worked. They felt very flat was what they said. They said audio could use a rework,
Yeah,
which they all addressed completely too.
but
They understood a lot of those.
so they've reworked audio, but in my opinion, I don't mind flat, dumb, stupid AI if there's PvP too, because
That's true too.
I
Yeah,
feel
you forget about the PvP
I
element.
kind of feel like the AI should be kind of easy if there's also PvP, because it's like that. I mean, just in Tarkov, when you get killed by the AI, it's infuriating because it's usually some stupid crazy thing.
Snaps on you.
Yeah, when that happens.
Yeah, yeah. And you're not gonna get like it crazy immersive AI like what's the word, like Ready or Not, because it's such a bigger scale. You can do a lot of that immersive, second hand or like millisecond decision making, with that kind of AI because it's on such a smaller scale. Where this is like there's different types of elements. I mean, you still have the AI elements too. It's like you can scare them away. You can back off from a fight. You can just completely ignore them. So you can just not do PvE at all, maybe, and just more focus on PvP anyways.
Yeah. And then there's also a lot of people that are really mad that it's just creators.
Yeah, I've gotten that a lot too. I've been yelled at.
Same. Yeah.
And it's like it's not my fault. But also it's just the way they market their game. They want the creators to showcase the game because it's good marketing, and it's a smaller playtest. I don't know.
I think there's more to it than that too. And I really liked what Jesse Kazam said about this on the podcast, on their podcast last week. Podcast. If you think about it, creators are getting 3 additional codes to invite friends. So there's actually going to be more non-creators than creators in the playtest. If you think about it. Also, if this game launched and was buggy, game breaking, and doesn't run in early access, and there were tons of people waiting to play it, it would be it'd be DOA. Like it would it would get ridiculed, flamed.
World War III.
This way, if it gets tested, like I think the vast majority of content creators understand that it might have a hard time. Like it might take some work. There might be some day 1, day 2 patches to get this thing to run. Like that could very well happen. The other thing that you have to give Madfinger Games credit for is they are putting these creators out there who are all going to make videos, and there is a large majority of these guys and girls that say whatever they want to say. So if it's bad, they're going to say it's bad, and they're doing this before they open it up for pre-orders. So if it comes out and if it's bad and it gets flamed, it's going to save people money from buying it. And they're not, they could open it up for pre-orders right now and absolutely crush it before anybody even plays it because of the hype. But I just wanted to point that out and commend them that they're not taking any money yet. And they're going to let people form their own opinions on it. And I think that speaks a little bit about their confidence and about their honesty. That we've witnessed so far, especially with their communication and stuff. So
especially everything Redbeard told us about, the issues that he went through and everything they did for him. Like, this is, again, keep in mind, this is a playtest, so this will be good for PvP, vetted out issues. This essentially is an alpha between a portion of the community. So I think this is part of the testing process, is really how everyone needs to look at it, even though it's going to be publicly broadcasted, but this is a test. This is not indicative of what the final game may be when everyone gets their hands on it. It's the first PvP test outside of studio testers that we know of.
Yep. And I fully anticipate bugs. I think it's going to probably be unbalanced. There's not going to be a lot of guns. The AI might be rough. The other thing, like if you think about all that stuff I said, all the complicated systems that have to run, you know, they have Scala with like, this map is so full of like detail. The foliage moves in the wind. The foliage moves off of gun blast. The foliage moves off of prop wash from the chopper. Like this is like
leaves are getting kicked off because of gas expending.
Yeah.
It just looks like a living world, and it's not going to be optimized off the rip either. So there, I know all these things are going to happen, but just in my head, I'm like, if the bugs are minor enough that we can get through the gameplay loop, I can't wait, man. Like, I haven't been this excited in a long time. Like to be able just to like go through missions and go through raids and stay in the game. Like, it's so cool. Like it's such a cool concept, man. Like,
I also think like, watching Redbeard's gameplay, and I think this is probably his you have up on the screen maybe.
Yeah.
But like watching the gameplay, like the gameplay loop with playing with your friends is going to be so fun, because I know the demo that they showed at the studio, they wanted it to be like slow, methodical, which I really appreciated. But from my perspective, like which I liked it, but I didn't really tell me how the game was going to play, right? And then this gameplay here with Redbeard, like this is like, okay, we're calling out comms, we're moving, flank routes, things that it really just this gameplay showed you the possibilities of not just the PvP, but the PvE. Obviously, is what we saw, but you could think like, oh my god, this is going to be so intense when we get into PvP, and you have the PvP element in there, just the comms, the moving, the healing. This is what I love about these kind of games, is no engagement is ever going to be the same. And every time you go out there, you're going to have a different experience. So, because like you said, it's a living server. You could be flooded with players in the area. There could be no players in the area. There could be 50% players in there. You have no idea. So it's just the gameplay loop is going to be different every time, which adds to the replay value of the game.
The loot's gonna change. The world's gonna change.
Yeah, and then we get to see that too with like the living world where maybe you go after a target or a piece of intel or something, and somebody was already there, and then you got to be like,
right,
oh shit, somebody's probably close. Like you just don't know
how long were they gone, or are they still around? Yeah.
Oh man,
especially just think like you're walking like with the gameplay we're seeing. Like imagine this is you playing, and then all of a sudden you hear suppressed fire that's not your squad or something. Then you're like, oh crap, there's other players close and they're engaging. And then you get into the part where like there's friendly fire. So you really gotta make sure you know what your teammates look like. And it's like that's the PvP part. Like that's why I love Tarkov, because the PvP is like so addictive. And I agree. I have very high hopes for this game, rightfully so. I think they're doing a lot of things right that we're seeing here. I think it's going to be a really, really good game when it's all said and done. So I'm hoping the test goes well, and I'll be in your guys' chats telling you what guns to run and what to do.
I will say too, because is there VoIP going to be involved? Was that confirmed as well too? So like that could be a factor as well too. You fight. If you guys are working on the same quest, do you fight together? Do you work together? Do you,
and that was one of the reasons for them not having PvP centered quest, was that hopefully it is an actual option to work with other factions. Like if you're going after the same thing, to like say, oh, you want to do this together? Like we both need it. We could do it.
Right.
And so they want that to be happening too.
I hope, again, like especially too, because like the last play test, they had devs alongside pretty much the entire time during those play tests. This is going to be like, well, you hop in whenever you want, and there might not be a dev to help figure out what's wrong with if you start dropping frames or something goes wrong. So this is really just almost letting it out into the wild, almost a controlled version of the wild. Especially with all these different setups and different PC setups.
Yep.
Man, the benchmarks might change depending on which rig you have, and then just the specifications for you know, I know that the recommended and specs for this game are not terrible. I mean, I definitely wouldn't start running a 10 series with this for sure. But I mean,
I don't think anybody, I think everybody should really try to get their settings to 40 to 60 frames. That no one's going to be getting high frames in this. It, like, you can just tell from the creator playtest and stuff.
You're not gonna be like they said in chat, you're not gonna be able to see like ultra everything if you're running a 1060. Like you might see low to medium, maybe.
I think it's gonna be brutal, like just the way it is.
I think it's gonna be bad too. I think it's because there's so much tech behind it,
and it's not.
But I think this is why they're doing it because of. I don't know. I don't think they should be doing it that way too. I don't know.
Optimization is like the last step for them too, and that's they said they. I just remember, I think I heard like their primary thing they're going to be working on after this test until early access launch is optimization, because this is essentially feature lock for early access. This is kind of, it's not the build, but like it's the features that you're going to have at early access. You're going to see, you know, the gameplay loop and stuff at early access is what this is going to be. And then they're going to build on that.
Mm-hmm.
That's the other thing. People are going to see this and it's going to need, this is a starting point. It's going to have a really long ways to go. But just if we go off what we know about this studio, in their reveal trailer, people were like, these scopes and recoil look wonky. A week later, in the next gameplay trailer, they fixed it. Then after the creator play test, one of the biggest things was the gunshots sound flat. 2 weeks later, they came out with new gunshots in a teaser trailer, and they confirmed, yes, we reworked the gunshots in 2 weeks. So, like, even though this is going to have a long way to go from the stuff that we know about them, they're a studio that could probably do it just based on what we've seen. So how fast they fixed community issues before the game is even out yet, I've been impressed with.
Yeah.
So, man, I just wanted to run. Also, we got to make sure we pick the same faction, because you got to be in the same faction.
Who are you choosing?
I think I sent a message in Fry's Court to see what everybody's doing. I think they're going Mithras. So I think I'm going to go Mithras in case we could team up with like Redbeard and Blackout and maybe Fry.
I think it was, if you're in the same faction, can you PvP against each other too?
I'm not sure. I'm sure there's friendly fire. Like, I don't know. I don't know if there's any.
No, but like if you're two different squads, but the same PMC group, you know, and you still fire at each other and not get like.
I don't think you should, because I think you're going to be able to see where every one of your same faction is on the map. So.
Okay.
I don't think so.
And it's not like bears can shoot bears, USEC can shoot USEC and Tarkov, you know?
Right. It's not like that. No, you shouldn't shoot if you're playing it correctly, you shouldn't shoot your own faction. You
shouldn't. And I mean, if that's the case, if you see your other fellow Mithras guys there the entire time, then that makes sense. I don't know. I was thinking, to be honest, I was actually thinking between Lamang and Mithras myself, but then the guys in my group were also saying like Crimson Shield, but I was like, I don't know what's the pros and cons per faction as well too. I was kind of reading up on just like the story wise, you know, of them again, just to kind of get caught up. And you know, sure, you have like what Lamang is more like the humanitarian, you know, help search and rescue workers. They just secure the area, stuff like that. And then you got like Mithras, which is just like, you know, for soldiers by soldiers. All, you know, that's all they care about is all military guys, stuff like that. And then you have Crimson Shield, who boast about their 95% success rate, but they don't care too much about collateral damage as well too. So, and of course, they're part of like the Syrian civil war as well too. So it's, I don't know, they helped during that time is what they said. So yeah, I don't know. I'm curious because like, do you get different gear? Do you get different guns? Is it like
no? In the playtest, it doesn't affect anything other than your location, where your fob is, right?
Location, and then that's another thing too. Then where is that fob located? Is it maybe closer to a specific area that might be good for loot? Is it better there?
I'm thinking about that. I'm going Mithras because that's the one on the south end of the map. That's the one that was in the playtest that was close to that Namthaven town. So I don't think it matters too much because you can just call in a chopper whenever you want, like to go if you got to go a long ways. So I don't think it matters too much location wise, but it would be nice if you have to, you can hoof it back to the base. But yeah, I think I don't know if they have it in place yet, but I do think if you like kill your own folks, you can get marked as like going rogue, and then they can kill you, and it just turns into
Division style. Yeah.
a shit show. But I don't know if that's in this yet or not. I don't know if they have that system worked out.
Probably not, but
So
be
it could
interesting
get
to see
wild.
that almost like the division style for for sure.
Yeah, that's what it needs to be. If not, but yeah, man. I'm like, yeah, I'm like nervous about it. Like I'm taking off work and everything. I think,
expecting the worst, hoping for the best.
Yeah, I think day one. I'm hoping to be able. I think I'm gonna squad up with Iron. Actually, he got in. So I think I'm gonna play with Iron, and then he's been playing with a fairly new streamer, Jesse Cinco, who is a fairly newly retired Army Ranger Special Forces sniper. Like
nice.
a real life Army Ranger. So I think I'm gonna play with him too. So that'll be interesting.
Yeah,
sure.
It's funny, the group that I got as well too are all ex-military or even current serving ones. I wanted to get those guys to see if real world aspects can also translate to this game as well too. I'm curious to see how that. I mean, it would make sense because there's no HUD, there's no UI telling you where your guys are. So it probably highly, you need to have a team that is really highly communicative as well. That knows the cardinal direction, stuff like that. I would something as simple as that. So even when it comes to like the medical stuff as well too, stop the bleeding, secure the area first, stuff like that. It's stuff like that. I'm curious to see how that corresponds to this game in particular, which people
100%.
always say it reminds them of Arma 3, reminds them of Ghost Recon Wildlands. So
yep, 100%. I'm interested to see how the military folks and like Glid Gaming and like those guys, like how they feel about like how it plays and stuff. And I'll be interested. There's a lot of folks I want to play with too. I want to play with you guys really bad. I want to play
that's the thing
with
too. I don't think I'm going to be able to play with everyone as well because I want to choose a specific faction. They might not choose the same one, so we might not even get the chance.
That's a bummer about that too. Like if there's folks you want to for sure play with, you got to make sure you're on the same page when you choose faction. But maybe you can wipe it too. It'd be sick if you could have multiple characters, but I don't know. I don't know if you can do that.
I think you said that earlier, right? Was that you that just before the stream started? Like if you can have like different accounts in the game where one's
that'd be sick. I don't know if they're doing that,
one's another. I don't think they would, because maybe there might be some like in-game metagaming that could go along with that.
I don't think
possibly,
so either.
But
I don't think so either because I think they said like when the game launches at least and they go into the wipes that the wipe, how that's going to work out is it's going to rotate you into a new faction. So like you'll have to play when it wipes and it resets you play it from a different faction.
You can't just play the same faction
stuff. Yeah,
that's kind of cool,
so
I guess, because it's not the same every time. And
then one of the newest updates is going to be day-night cycles, and like having night vision and stuff is going to be so sick.
That'll be. I hope that looks cool, man.
It's going to be so gnarly at night, man.
In the night, night sky, all
awesome.
stars,
and the chopper, dude. The chopper at night.
Chopper.
I'm also excited about it because I don't know, for some reason choppers in shooter games are sick. Because I've had some of the most craziest games. Like I have not played squad all that much, but the times I've played squad, some of the coolest moments are like hot dropping behind enemy lines off of a chopper and just like trying to flank people and dropping in and like try to figure out where you're at and communicate and like go like contact 300 degrees and like just like.
I'm also thinking like in
Crazy.
What was it? I'm gonna see like everyone's gonna be rocking NVGs, but then they're gonna also be rocking like IR stuff as well too.
Right.
So would you be able to? Yeah, would you be able to see that as well too from like a certain distance, or if someone's maybe has like the IR strobe on their helmet? Is that gonna? You got to worry now about giving yourself away and stuff like that.
That'd be cool. That'd be cool, man. Yeah, that would be pretty wild. Oh man. That's a real thing. It's like what happens when America fights an enemy that also has fully capable MVG. You know, it's like we
Dude,
haven't
we
run
used to
into
say
that.
we owned the night, and now we don't anymore. Like, there's
Yeah,
plenty of other countries now that have tons of NVGs, well,
yeah,
too. So,
yeah. And you're in like IR laser, like you'll be able to see that shit clear as day. So
yeah. And also, too, I wonder if like in the game does like lighting, like does the moon lighting affect the brightness,
yeah,
or is it always one set brightness the entire time? So
yeah.
yeah, you're gonna just see a bunch of suppressors and
Just,
lasers getting shot off
just
in the
lasers
jungle, just
all over the place. Yeah,
red tracers and stuff like
pointing up at
that,
the
Just
dude.
like
sky.
lightsabers, man. Just
Yeah,
Yeah,
exactly.
you're gonna see like if it's like a 4-man squad all like tack running, it's just the 4 lasers in the sky all pointing up in the sky, just
going
like
like this.
yeah.
they're running.
IR strobes.
Yeah.
You just see strobes in the woods, like in the jungle, just strobes going off left and right.
What is that? And you get there, so a bunch of guys dancing. What it is.
But yeah, man,
Uh.
that's just like all that stuff we're talking about, getting excited about is why there's like so much potential. And I'm hoping, man. Hope it's playable. I hope it's playable. That's where I'm at. Because I think
Fingers crossed.
the rest will come with the groundwork that they've laid in their vision. I hope it's playable enough, goes well enough that the game can stay relevant, that they can complete it. That's what I hope for.
Mm.
Blue, you want to talk to us about Incursion, how the launch is going and stuff?
Yeah, I could definitely talk about that. I think I can at least. Actually, it makes me wonder where our Steam charts are at right now, which is pretty interesting. Yeah. Okay. So Incursion Red River, for those who don't know, just released on the 10th of April. To some actually pretty good reviews. I was, and
Yeah.
we thought about maybe 1,000 players would, join, and maybe a little bit over. I think someone said it was like 1,100, 1,600 people would play and stuff like that. But as of what it is now, we had an all-time peak we reached 4 days ago of 2,478. So
That's
2,478
awesome.
players
That's awesome.
sitting at mostly positive at 75%, which is, especially seeing all these other early access games that came out recently and get absolutely demolished. We definitely we also sent out a bunch of keys as well to different creators that still haven't made videos. So it's very interesting to see that even
I
without
haven't
like,
gotten around to it yet. I'm going to.
but it's what was it? Because like everyone's busy, everyone's got their schedules. So, but to see that even without a ton of like North American coverage, we still see a pretty good amount. It's crazy. It's actually pretty big, not just in North America, but in Japan as well too. I think the Japanese love this for some reason. So we are gonna wait as well too. And a lot of people are asking for like localization and translation. The team is definitely looking into that, but they're most likely gonna wait because it still is early access. It will probably be a 1.0, update release, because if they start doing it now, every time a new update comes in, a new weapon comes in, they have to translate that, translate this, translate that. So it's they do plan on doing that, but it's just that because I know a lot of people have been asking for that, so I figured I'd just lay it out here. I'm pretty sure I'll be answering that question more times than none, but yeah, so it's been pretty good. I know we said we put out the roadmap as well too. We are putting up an updated roadmap because some people got a little bit confused by it. They thought that and I get why. The roadmap on it right now says April 2024, and then there's like a line all the way to January 2025. So they thought it was only going to be just April, and then you had to wait all the way till January.
Oh,
So
gotcha.
more updates. Like, no, the team will be working between now all the way through January 2025 with all the features, which on the roadmap here, it states that there will be one entire new map. They're also still working on Quarry. They're adding different parts to it and stuff like that. We'll be showcasing some screenshots about that. New weapons are planned as well too. The Chris Vector, the Remington 700, SKS, and AKS. They're going to be adding more contract types from different bosses, defense stuff. And then throughout the year, they'll also be extending the health system as well. So it's not going to be like just a simple, like, oh, take a painkiller, you're healed up. It's like, oh, I got shot in the leg. Maybe a little icon might come up. Got to use a splint now, and then use the bandage to stop the bleeding, but it doesn't heal you all the way. So little bit more extended health system with that too. And then of course all those animations as well, different AIs as well too. So you'll have like a sniper AI, a breacher AI instead of just like all the basic ones, because it is a PvE game, so there has to be
Yep.
some variation with that. Of course, in total, just overall optimization balancing. They already sent out a patch today to fix a couple things. Actually, a lot of things. So they're still just continuously going to be pushing out that as well too. And this is all from like a team of like 4 to 5 people, a couple contractors here and there. Like it's a very small team, which is pretty impressive, even for me. Even if I wasn't a community manager, I would still be like, wow, that's still a lot of good stuff. And then of course, loot overhaul will be coming as well too. That'll be like natural loot. So instead of like going up to like a loot box and just grabbing stuff from there, you'll almost like Tarkov, like, oh, there's, you know, a graphics card here, there's, you know, a weapon on the floor there, there's, you know, things that you can actually grab and inspect and interact with, including animations, funny enough, opening up doors, looting, stuff like that. And then just in general, like a world building overhaul, because there is a lot of lore in the game. It just isn't fleshed out yet. But there is a story of like why, you know, you'll see like, why is there a military base that's surrounded by an Abrams tank on one side and some Russian looking vehicles on the other. There's story behind it, but it's not really fleshed out yet. Um, so you got that as well too. And people are already making mods for this game, which
Holy
is
cow.
pretty cool to see that. So yeah, I never got to, yeah, I didn't get to talk about it because it came out on the 10th and I went to, you know, my vacation the next day. Yeah, people are already making mods for this on Nexus as well. So there was literally 2 mods that I saw on the 11th that were out already. And now from looking at it, there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 1, 2, 3, 4, 7 mods so far. And there's like better starter loadouts. You can have SCP-5K arms, which as well, there's a bundle now for the Steam FPS week, or the Steam FPS Fest, I should say, that you can buy both SCP-5K and Incursion Red River together for a lower price.
Nice.
So Affray Interactive, the people backing Affray and Incursion Black Site kind of brought up the idea, brought it together, and basically made a little combo deal. So you can go grab SCP-5K and you can also grab Incursion Red River. So it's cool just to see like the collaboration between indie devs as well too. Seeing a lot of behind the scenes on that. We all want the best for each other, which is really cool. And then there's even like there's, you know, the NVGs in game are normally just like the, you know, more of like a visual representation of what real NVGs would kind of look like, you know, just like the tubes, but you can maybe see around you a little bit. You know, it's not 1-to-1 scale real life, but you know, it's not just a full screen NVG, but there's a mod for that too, so you can do that as well. Funny enough, I saw a font that someone put in the Bender font, which apparently is the font from Tarkov, and they put it into Incursion Red River. So people really want a single player co-op Tarkov, and this is kind of like not the, we don't want to say it's the answer to it because then that's just a lot of expectations, you know, for Incursion Red River, but definitely there is the need and want for it as well too. So yeah, they released Faye is in chat. Faye helped out with a lot of parts in the game. Yeah, released 3 patches already too. Wow. But we are again, the roadmap has been updated, so I'll be posting that as well as some new screenshots in the next coming days. So yeah, lot of work has been going on, and you know, I think everyone kind of has the same idea of it. It's like, it's great foundation, good start, but content could be the killer for Incursion Red River. They've already seen like a drop in player base because I think some people have already put out tutorials on how to like max out everything. That was it was really quick to see that. I was very surprised. I was like, wow, you guys are fast. You know, some people know life that already, you know, and it's, you know, it's gonna happen. I mean, hell, people are saying Helldivers is dying. And it's, you know, it's because people burnt themselves out already. And same thing with this. Like people like played like on the first day 8 to 12 hours in one sitting
Yeah,
of
but
Incursion Red River, and there's not that much content, guys. Like there's a good amount. Like there's 17 different weapons, a bunch of customization, but like you're gonna burn yourself out if you try to knock it out all in 1 week. There's
but
only like you know 2 main objectives. Sure, there's different variations of it. There's a day and night cycle, but there's still more coming out.
yeah, but the main thing about that is like it doesn't rely on a player count. It's not multiplayer, so it doesn't matter.
That's the
Like
good thing too.
if there's not that many people playing, if you buy it down the road, it's still going to be relevant. And then if you buy it
Right.
now and a lot of these
Yep.
features come, no matter when, it's still relevant to hop in and try. So like if you buy it now, play it, it's fun, but you get tired of it, just keep it in the library because there's all these updates coming and you can check it out again and you don't have to worry
You know
about.
what? And the good thing about it is that of course it's early access, so you're paying to help out the team and stuff like that. But there's also the team, we saw like an increase in wish list as well too. So some people still haven't bought the game, but it's on their radar still, and they're just waiting to see how it turns out
Right.
in like a year. So that's still a great sign as well too. So we'll see the future for this. I know the team is constantly working on it. It's been such a really cool experience to see the behind the scenes of it too now, so I can really kind of come with a different set of eyes when it comes to other playtests. um that's why like I understand a little bit more with like Gray Zone, for instance, like how important these playtests are, because you're trying to knock out as much as you can when it comes to optimization and bugs and issues. So but yeah, a lot of cool stuff. I'm excited. They'll be posting more. Well, I guess I'll be posting more on the social media. So
You're that guy.
I'm that guy.
How-
So sometimes it's me.
Yeah,
Sometimes when you see
what are like
Incursion Red River.
what are some of the things like you've learned and been surprised about being a community manager? Like how has that been?
You know what? It's kind of similar to being a content creator. Funny enough, you're answering a lot of comments. You're replying to a lot of questions. Um, you have to, especially for like social media, there's the algorithm you got to follow and try to optimize for posting, when to post, not when not to post. You kind of get asked the same questions over and over again. The running joke for YouTubers is like, what game is this? Even though it's in the title. Literally
Yeah.
someone it was a funny comment. It was like they were like, I posted the roadmap, and on the same roadmap post, they're like, when's a new map coming out? And then I just screenshotted the part in the roadmap where it says one entirely new map, April 2025 or 2024, and it just put that as a reply in the comment. So it's little things like that. I think it's funny, but then on the other side, seeing the development cycle and seeing the little intricacies when it comes to like when they're adding new weapons, now they're adding new animations per weapon, they're adding damage models, they got to balance weapons eventually as well too. There's oh my gosh, and that's just weapons, not alone like meshing and for environments and stuff like that, and bump maps and it definitely makes me, because I would love to learn more about level design, and I talked to the level designer about like, hey, maybe on your off time whenever you can, maybe like show me a couple things here and there. Maybe I can even help out whenever possible. It'd be cool to be like, even if it's like one room in one building, I'd be like, hey, I built that.
I put that dresser in the
That's
corner and
awesome.
put that magazine on top
Yeah,
of it.
exactly. You see that bullet casing on the ground? That was me.
I put that there totally feng shui. Fits perfectly in the room.
But yeah, so there's a lot when it comes to and funny enough, seeing like Devil Dog become the community manager for Gray Zone was just like, it kind of makes sense for content creators to become community managers, actually.
Yeah,
'Cause,
I feel
does.
Yeah.
you deal with it all the time, and then it helps, I think, bridge that gap between an audience to the game, I think, more.
It makes sense. Yeah. A lot of similar stuff to deal with. I mean, that's what you do when you're a community or when you're a content creator. Like you try to foster community. Like it's the same.
Yeah, I mean, yeah,
Same kind of thing.
you deal with your Discords, you deal with your Twitters, you deal with the YouTube comments. It's all there.
Yep.
So.
All right then. Steam FPS Fest. I think a pretty good segue.
Yeah, because that's what's happening.
Yeah.
Between now
you can get
and
Incursion Red
April
River
22nd.
as part of the Steam FPS Fest. FPS Fest.
Easy
Which
for you to
is
say.
also really cool. I will say we did show up on a couple lists on there, and it was really cool to see that as well too. Like to see like one of the I think it was like top selling or featured. It was like one of the all like the games of of all I was gonna say games of all time, but it was it was on the list. It was like up there. So I was like, oh, that's kind of cool that even Steam's like promoting it a little bit more. And to see like the trailer that I made on there too is kind of cool. So
that is sweet. As part of that whole thing, I didn't even really know about this. This kind of was another thing that lined up with the podcast. This was announced a couple hours ago. That there's going to be massive sales on PC shooters for FPS Fest. Sometimes with AAA games that will spill over. They'll do like the same sales on console just to coincide with it. Not all, but some. So if you're a console player, you might keep an eye out too. Some of the games, I just thought I'd go through some of these. BattleBit Remastered for half price, $7.50. Black Mesa, $4. Borderlands, Crisis, Doom, a bunch of the Fallouts, Far Cry's 2 through 6. So I hadn't played Far Cry 6, so I mean those are big discounts too. Far Cry 5 and 6 are normally $60. They're on sale for $9 and $15 respectively. So big savings on there. Hunt Showdown is another good one that I've been meaning to get into. The Metro games, the RoboCop game, Terminator, Ghost Recon Breakpoint is $12 down from $60. Trepang 2, $18 down from $30. That's not all of them. That's just the main ones that were on the Kotaku list. But yeah, Fallout 4 sale. I mean, with the show going on, that's a big one. So yeah, there's like a ton of sales going on with different FPS games with Steam. Are there any that you guys are interested in checking out? Are those on that list? I think.
You got anything, Buff?
I have pretty much everything I want to be playing right now. But
yeah,
but
I think Terminator Resistance, because I loved like the first two Terminators.
Oh yeah,
and that's kind of like what it's based off of. So and I've heard very good things about it. Other than that, I wasn't really caring about too much. I did see some like really crappy looking FPS games on there that I don't know why Steam's promoting them, but that's just me.
Yeah, there's some
like,
rough ones.
Pretty much, there's some asset flip games on there that Steam is promoting.
Yeah, Trepang 2, SCP-5K. I saw those are ones that I recognize.
Yeah, 5K. I'm gonna pick that up with the bundle. Operator's cool. I like Operator.
It's an Operator. I did see one that isn't out yet. And it's more of a space game. It's called Jump Ship. I don't know if you guys have heard of it before. It's co-op FPS up to 4 players, and you're like in a crew of a spaceship, but you also get to explore different planets and go shoot in first person different creatures and robots and fight other people in space. And I don't know. I just thought it was really cool. It looks really cool. The trailer looks really cool. And it's coming out apparently sometime this year to early access. So yeah, that's just another game to maybe look out if you like space FPS games. It looks good. It doesn't look bad at Icefield too. I'll Let Loose is on sale. That's a game I'd highly recommend to pick up if you haven't gotten it already, especially if it's on sale.
Hunter Call of the Wild.
Heck, you can even get the old Stalker games too for like the first one you get for $5 right now.
Yeah. That Rick and Morty one. The Rick and Morty shooter High on Life was on sale.
Ooh, that's pretty. Yeah.
Man.
I don't know. I saw War Rights was on sale, and I still haven't bought that. A Civil War shooter, but that's like I don't know when I'll have time to like sit down and learn and try to join a team to learn how to play it. So
I should try a Hunter Call of the Wild sometime because I like to hunt in real life and just see how it is.
I have that one actually. I thought it was actually really cool.
I got it for free on one of the Epic Game Store free deal. Like they just have free games every week. And I grabbed it there one time. I also have lawn mowing simulator, and I was thinking about running that with
Heck
the
yeah,
wheel.
dude. Hell yeah. Mow
Mow
some
lawns,
lawns.
man.
Just chilling, have a beer and right next to you.
Yeah, but I just worry that if I'm playing Hunter Call of the Wild and shooting deer, I'll just get hungry all the time. Dead Side is on sale. That's sick. That's a good one. It's a really good one.
That's that's another thing that we probably should have talked about as well too. That came off
Yeah, that's
good update as well too. But that'll be I'm curious to see what happens a little bit more later. Dead Side is a game that I've just put so much hours into, and I'm just waiting for more content.
Yeah.
Still.
I think eventually that's kind of how I've been with it. Like, it's just every once in a while, check back in and see where it's at, and I'll kind of do a playthrough and build a base and stuff, and it's always pretty good.
Yeah, I mean it's not. I mean the player base definitely kind of shot up a little bit during the things like 0.12, which introduced prone and stuff like that, and like a smaller, barrel M4 as well too. But I know people are still waiting for vehicles on that. So
Yep. Oh, I crossed 7,000 subscribers on the YouTube channel. Woo.
hey, congrats!
Yeah. So cool. That's cool, I guess. Get on your guys' level one day. Get there.
Golf clap. Golf clap.
So, no, man. I don't have much else to say. I'm just kind of like
I didn't have any quick shots. So
do you have quick shots or no?
I don't. I mean, I kind of disconnected from the world for a little bit, so I was kind of like catching back up. But it seems like it really wasn't much to catch up on, I guess.
No, not really. Just the big ones. The big ones like Gray Zone. I mean, it's so silly. I'm a grown ass man, and I kind of like am like nervous in my tummy for like Gray Zone Warfare, man. I don't know.
No, dude. I mean, you have every right to be, man. Like it's we've been let down too many times.
We've been let down, and it's been a long time since like my channel's been in this position. And
I will say too, for people that wanted Fallout 76 but don't want to go through what was it, the Microsoft Store?
Yeah,
right?
it's on Microsoft Store. Yeah,
free. It is on sale for $7.99 right now. So like, if you do end up wanting to buy it, you could just get it
With that
on Steam. Instead. So. I'm actually looking at it right now, and it's actually funny enough. It's at mostly positive reviews, even after its like initial launch.
Yeah, I think you get, from what I understand, not a Fallout main by any means, but I think it's one of those that you can put into the bin of like saved games that came back from the break that kind of fixed themselves, like both with the game and kind of with the view of the community. Similar, probably not as extreme as No Man's Sky, but like a similar kind of thing, like turned it around.
I'm looking at this DLC that they have. That's the Atlantic City Digital Deluxe, and it's like, Atlantic City, so it's got a bunch of like casinos, and it kind of reminds you of like Fallout New Vegas a little bit.
Yeah, I think that's what they were going for there. It's kind of funny.
That's another thing too. There's that mod that has been highly anticipated, the Fallout 4 London. That basically just put London into the game and completely redid everything. That's apparently the update in the DLC that they added apparently broke a lot of things, and it was literally about to release this month.
But it's Bethesda, so it just works.
So I think, well, it was a player made mod,
okay.
and I think it's
you're saying that they worked on this mod for a really long time, and they updated the game out of nowhere,
years,
so it jacked this guy's mod.
Because it was for Fallout 4,
so
then they basically halted the release indefinitely until they figure out something. So
that's
I know
brutal.
a lot of people are upset about that.
That hurts. Dang.
Yep.
Just a random like 10-year-old game update. There you go.
Yeah,
thanks.
Exactly.
Those sons of bitches.
Yeah, so basically, so just 2 days. So originally it was April 23rd of this year. And then just 2 days after Fallout London's already announced April 23rd release date, Bethesda game updates have a tendency to break existing mods. And it's exactly that fear that sparked an announcement from a clearly exacerbated Fallout London mod team.
Dang it, man.
So
That's crazy.
they're basically they just gotta wait.
Dylan asks who all here has Gray Zone Warfare codes to play on the 18th. I do, and I'll be streaming. I'm guessing Blue does. Just not sure if Buff will be streaming or not. But Blue and I will be for sure, right? You're gonna do it on Thursday, Blue?
See.
I'll be streaming Thursday. I don't know if I'm gonna be like streaming like every single day because I know and we'll see. But I know I'll
Maybe
be because I gotta get a video out and stuff like that. I would even try to try to run it if I were you, Buff, because if they're even trying to get like lower 10 series to run the game.
Yeah, it's not. Yeah, that's what I was saying. Like the other alternative is I go out and drop 3K on a new computer, which I'm not doing. So,
or you just go to Best Buy, you get you a gnarly gaming laptop for the weekend, and then take it back when the playtest is over.
That's way too much effort.
All right, I'm just trying to solve problems. I'm just problem solver here. That's all I'm doing.
No,
donation link to Buff.
Right? Yeah, new computer.
Get a GoFundMe.
I want minimum a $12,000 rig, guys. So send in the big tips.
24-hour scope episode. We just got to sit here and talk for 24 hours. Fundraiser. Huh.
I've done that once before, and I did like a shift for like a 24-hour fundraiser stream, and this was like 2017, like my early days of Twitch streaming. That shit sucked because I had like the super early shift.
That's rough.
And I was the first one. So, but yeah.
Nice.
That's crazy. I've attempted like some 24 hours. I did like a 12-hour. I can't remember my longest one since I've been on YouTube. Like when I was in college, I used to like easily do like 24-hour gaming sessions when new games came out. I think I'm gonna attempt a 24-hour stream for Delta Force. I'm gonna be testing. I will most likely fail.
I'm gonna be testing my limits this week for Gray Zone. I'm testing my limits because I got those days off work and stuff, and kind of got like everything set up to devote to it. If after I stream like 8 or 10 hours is like about the max I've done, and dude, my brain just mush. So
see, like I can go a long time, but the problem is a lot of games don't come out till like night. So you're up all day. Then it's like, all right, cool. And now I just gotta stay up 24 hours on top of that. If they launch in the morning, then it'd be way easier.
Yep.
But it used to be you'd pick it up at GameStop that morning, and then or the night before if it was like a midnight release.
You would like I remember for like Halo 3, I was there at midnight. I think it was for the launch, and then I basically was up all night. And then for like Modern Warfare 2, I think I picked it up. Actually, I wasn't there for Modern Warfare 2. I was there for Halo 3, but I wasn't there for Modern Warfare 2.
Yeah,
good times.
Yeah, so I'm gonna try. I'm gonna try to run it. I'm gonna try to do it where we're gonna test my 4090 because I'm gonna try to multi RTMP from the same PC that I'm playing on. So I'm gonna try to stream really nice 1440p stream to YouTube, and then simulcast 1080 to Twitch, and then play this unoptimized game with my camera and everything on the same PC.
That's do you have to run? Do you run two? You don't have to run two OBS windows, do you?
No, there's a plugin. It's called multi RTMP, so you can stream multiple RTMPs from the same OBS instance. So
I gotta do that then.
So I run. I can send you a really good video to help set it up. But I do so in the main OBS, I set up like I have now. Like we're running 1440p AV1 super crispy for the podcast, and then in the multi RTMP, I just send the 6K 1080p to Twitch, and then it's from the same one.
Okay.
So yeah, we will see. I got the trusty air conditioner right here. Have some food prep, some water. Lots of coffee.
I think keeping up the energy. I think also like helping standing up, walking around your room, do some things that are outside of the game helps with like longer streams like that as well too.
I should have my window open. I'll set my target outside so I can just shoot out my window. Like every once in a while, keep me
in
loose.
real life. Gray Zone ballistic testing.
Yep.
Live.
I'll be like, that's not how that gun shoots. This is. That's how it works.
This channel cannot be found banned off Twitch.
Oh yeah, this channel no longer exists.
Yeah.
Sick. Oh man.
Yeah. Oh yeah, just game in a hot tub the entire time though. How about that? You could just do
Yeah,
that.
I
you
mean,
go.
I'll probably show some feet maybe.
You know,
Yes,
feet cam,
finally.
You know?
I
Come
think I
on,
got time
man.
to maybe get some toe rings ordered in from Amazon.
Finally.
Will look good. Dude, the trucking stream's perfect for the toes on the pedals. Foot cam on the working the pedals. Yeah, sick.
I want it.
But-
I've been waiting patiently.
But yeah, I'll be
Buckshot a bit redeemed.
as long as the game runs, I'm gonna be live playing it a lot. And it just depends on how the YouTube streams do. I never know with like the algorithm and stuff, but at least starting out they'll be on Twitch and YouTube, and then definitely on Twitch for sure all the way through Sunday for sure.
Well, I see too. For me, it's like I usually start my streams at like 10, and then it comes out at 11. So I can most likely what I'll do is like I'll start the stream at 10 anyways, but then just continue on until it releases and download with the boys and stuff like that. So.
Yep.
Yeah.
Man, wild. So anyway, I guess on that's probably an episode for us this week, guys. Next week will be Gray Zone Warfare React episode, I guess. We'll have time and have played it by this time next week. So it'll be kind of wild. Be a good episode next week too.
We'll play it during the podcast.
Good or bad. If it works, man, we're gonna
If it works.
I'm gonna be a different person on the other side of this, man. I'm gonna be a different person. See how it goes.
I can recognize Crash.
Yep. I had like this crazy beard and like I haven't slept in 5 days.
Is that deer meat in your beard?
Do what?
That deer meat in your beard?
Yeah, probably. Probably find like a whole cheeseburger in there. Oh, I didn't know I had that.
Based on what you were benching today, I wouldn't be surprised if you just
Oh,
like murdered
man.
a bear.
That was little
What's your max?
I've never done
what's
a
your-
max. Today I did, what is that? 455 with no spotter for
Yeah,
Damn.
7
dude,
reps.
That's pretty
Oh,
crazy.
7 reps?
7 reps
God.
of 455 today, yeah, with no spotter. It was
I'm just trying to
wild,
get to so I can do my own body weight for a few reps, let alone
Man, when you
that's 2 times more.
when you got that much weight above you, no spotter, you get a little adrenaline. Like you get a little
Well, they always
adrenaline
say-
going to
yeah.
help get that up.
They always say mass, and then that's what my trainers teach me now is like mass moves mass, you know. So
Yeah, I got plenty of that. Yeah, I got maybe a little too much of that, but yeah, I don't know. See. Anyway, guys, that's an episode. Thank you so much for watching. Next week's gonna be awesome. This week was awesome. I appreciate everybody being here. If you want to support the show, be a friend, tell a friend, share it around. Leave us a review on Spotify, Apple Podcasts. If you have time, comment on the YouTube video. Leave a like if you can. We just ask you guys to do the free stuff to help us out. Share it around, and we will see you guys next week. It should be a good one. Bye, guys.
peace.
Peace.